Good evening, listeners. Tonight we're diving into Country of Lords _report, neo-aristocrats, social Darwinists, tech utopians, and the long fight against equality in America, the latest book by historian, content. Kim Phillips-Fein. She's no stranger to economic history. She's written about the fiscal crisis in 1970s New York and the conservative pushback against the New Deal. Phillips-Fein approaches the subject with genuine curiosity and a touch of bewilderment, a sentiment she shares about growing inequality in America. Her parents were active in the civil rights and anti-war movements of the 1960s. She remembers 4th of July celebrations featuring homemade butcher paper banners bearing the Declaration of Independence's opening words. Contrast that with today's surge in wealth concentration, where a tiny coterie of billionaires wields vast economic and political power, and with a new wave of anti-egalitarian doctrines praising autocracy, even monarchy. She asks, why is this happening? What has encouraged these ideas to proliferate? The book chronicles a shadow tradition of anti-egalitarians, thinkers who have, for almost every century, argued that inequality is not just inevitable but should be lauded. It starts in the 18th century with Lord Adam Gordon Tales, a minor British noble who landed in the American colonies. From there it fast-forwards to the last page with Peter Thiel, the Silicon Valley billionaire who has been a vocal proponent of a meritocratic, if not an elitist, future. Perhaps the most striking moment Phillips.Matrix_Fein cites is the March 17, 1929 debate between W.E.B. Du Bois, a black sociologist, and Lothrop Stoddard, a white supremacist historian. The central question asked whether a Negro has the same intellectual possibility as other races. Stoddard, who had praised Italian fascism 2 years earlier for its realistic, pragmatic temper, failed to convince the interracial audience with his contempt for cultural equality and his veneration of the color line. He argued that because men are unequal, democracy, in the ordinary sense of the word, is an unrealizable absurdity. His essay emphasized that an unequal society is not just unavoidable but desirable. This stance, Pinker's phrasing, cuts squarely against the plain statement in the Declaration of Independence that all men are created equal. Phillips-Fein doesn't just list the names. She provides complex yet unsparing portraits of anti-egalitarians, both famous and lesser known. She pairs 19th century social the flatmare geo something, the narrative tapers to present-day tech elites, illustrating how these ideas evolve with the times. Yet the core argument remains: inequality can be politicized, moralist, even celebrated. Eponing into the present, Phillips-Fein examines how neoliberal economics, immigration politics, and the rhetoric of Silicon Valley argued building a new neo-aristocracy. Peter Thiel, for example, has advocated for small-state, high-growth scenarios, removing what he perceives as socially useful constraints. This aligns with the earlier social Darwinist logic that thrives on the belief that competition naturally creates a stratified society. As listeners, you might wonder, is the book propaganda? Phillips-Fein keeps a neutral tone, merely drawing from historical documents, media accounts, and scholarly analysis. She tells us that every dramatic turn, whether the rise of a dictator or a billionaire, has echoes in earlier anti-egalitarian thought. The book invites readers to re-evaluate the foundational idea of equality, especially in a time when America's wealth gap is one of the widest in the world. In short, Country of Lords is a sobering account of how certain intellectual traditions have repeatedly contested America's founding ideals and how these ideas still shape our contemporary politics. It's an essential read for anyone interested in history, political theory, or the ongoing debate about equality and class in America. Thank you for joining me tonight. Stay curious, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time. Happy listening.